Welcome to Tekedia Daily. I'm Ndubuisi, Ekekwe. Our conversation today will focus on discussing the difficulties in monetizing digital products in Africa. You know, we have all these challenges. We know already that in most parts of the continent, especially Nigeria, there is a massive level of distrust when it comes to people, especially those that really have this money, spending it digitally, going online to pay for things. Not many people basically have gotten the memo. And there is also the issues of broadband. We have the payment systems and all the fragmentation across African markets, where a credit card works in Ethiopia, you come to Nigeria, it's not working. So those remain challenges that are very, very prevalent in the continent. Now, we have not seen many people coming on board to use their digital payment systems, participate in the digital economy at scale that would have made it possible for some of our entrepreneurs to actually get value. And it can also be traced to a largely lack of literacy in the digital ecosystem. And of course, there are alternatives. If you cannot buy digitally online, there's possibility that somebody has a CD somewhere that you can pay and pick it up. So you don't have to buy it online when you can, in some cases, buy it in the store. So the perception of value is also an issue. You know, you don't touch this thing and you don't feel it. So how are you going to spend money on it? So these are some of the challenges. But that's really the key. But the key one here is in a perfect market, digital products will inevitably go to the price of zero. So we know this construct in elementary economics, where the cost of a commodity, and highly undifferentiated commodity, the marginal cost should actually it should basically go to zero. Uh, so we know that this cost of commodity is basically the cost of the marginal cost. And it is the cost added by producing one additional unit of a product service. That is the marginal cost. And then for all these undifferentiated products, which most times you see digital products, that is the marginal cost. So, and the marginal cost of a digital item turns out is really zero. The cost of Facebook serving an additional individual in Facebook ecosystem roughly zero. So, in a perfect market, the inevitable price of a digital product is zero. So it is because of this construct that most of these entities can actually give things for free, because the marginal cost tends towards zero, meaning that the digital price has to actually be zero. But of course, that is the marginal cost is zero does not mean that you can actually afford to sell it zero, because you have to also take care of your fixed cost and other elements of your total cost. So I'll show you this plot which I made just to explain this construct. In the digital pricing model, you have value and you have price. So if you increase value and also lower your price, you're in a very good position. And that's basically what Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Skype, that's what they're doing. They have these high value products, which basically is largely zero, is largely free. And because it's free, which they have also determined that the marginal cost of production is zero. So they are making it that the price tends towards zero. Now, if they have already gotten high value and the price is zero, it means it's going to be very difficult for anyone to actually compete against them, because they have brought a high level of efficiency, a high level of anything you can imagine, and they have positioned themselves that you can't dislodge them. Now, below them, you have two other another category. I just give you the example here, like Amazon and Netflix. In this particular uh, section, you don't really have products that you have to spend nothing. So Amazon ebook, you have to spend a little bit, maybe 99 cents to read a book. And then Netflix, you have to pay a significant affordable pricing for you to watch the movies. But the reason why they have to charge you this fee is because they are not building their businesses on the aggregation construct, which Facebook, WhatsApp, Skype, and other ones are doing. So under this aggregation construct, what happens here is this, that these entities become like an arbiter. They become they do this arbitration where they bring in the suppliers and they bring us who are the consumers. And they bring in that ecosystem together. They can now sell advertisements. So Google has perfected it through Google News. Facebook has perfected it through its ecosystem. Of course, Skype is still not there because it's advertising, but it's also trying to figure out how you can bring it to its network and then sell your advertisements. But it's not necessarily a very good example of aggregation constructs. And we do believe vividly in future that also WhatsApp has to do that. So what happens here is this. They make money through advertisements because they can aggregate content like Google and Facebook. But these ones they don't do advertisement. So they have to charge a small fee, which automatically becomes a profit at the marginal level. That's why they can afford to make it very, very low. Now, if you are here and making your games and your software, now you have this challenge that you have to make it really good. You want to move here, you have to make it really good. You also have this challenge that your price systematically have to also go down to zero, because the marginal cost of serving an additional person to play that game or to use that software should also go down to zero, because in a perfect market, in a digital product, the pricing of that product has to go to zero. But we have this difficulty because the marginal cost of serving that additional person most times for us is never zero. There are just issues that we have to deal with locally. And well, now, because of the abundance of internet, if you make a software that Google has already made free, good luck. Or you want to build a solution that Facebook, like Messenger, has already made free, good luck. So all of a sudden, you just figure out that you can't sell anything. And it is not really because that people don't want to buy it. It's just because the fundamental economic structure upon which these companies work, by cost of serving that additional person, tends towards zero, thereby making it difficult for anyone to compete against zero. And that is the reason why it's just a very difficult thing for you to actually compete if you are selling a highly undifferentiated commoditized product digitally. Now, if you want to do something different, it means that your product must now move out from being a commoditized one. So you have to differentiate it. It's now when you have differentiated your product, that is the time you can now see yourself that your marginal cost will not tend towards to zero. And when your marginal cost will not tend towards zero, people seeing the higher value that you have created can actually come to essentially pay for what you have offered them. You are listening to Tekedia.